Hi, this is Chris Heiler with Landscape Leadership, and today we're going to talk about the awesome power of Foursquare and what it can mean for your green industry business. And I'm also going to answer a question that has to do with how many social networking accounts you set up and how that affects how prospects can actually perceive your company. So let's talk a little bit about Foursquare. So I was in Minneapolis a couple weeks ago speaking at their big Green Expo, and during lunch a couple of us went to Spike's Sports Bar and Grill. And when I sat down, I got on my mobile phone and I brought up the Foursquare app so I could check in to Spike's Sports Bar. And if you're not familiar with Foursquare, it's really just it's an online game that you play with a little bit of social networking and social media built into it. So it's very interactive. So you can earn points, you can earn badges when you check into these different venues, and you can compete with your friends and followers, other users of Foursquare. So it's a lot of fun. And then you can also share your location with your friends and followers as well, which is kind of cool. So it's a very interactive, competitive game mixed with social networking. And I've been having a ton of fun with it lately. Now, when I checked in at Spike's Bar and Grill, I was with another landscape designer, and he asked me, he said, well, does this restaurant know that you just checked in? And I said, well, they probably don't, but how cool would it be if they did know that a customer just checked in, that I just checked in on Foursquare? And even cooler yet, what if they rewarded me somehow because I just checked in, right? How cool would that be? So for example, what if the manager of the restaurant came up to our booth and said, hey Chris, thanks for checking in on Foursquare. We just saw it. Why don't you take $1 off any drink, or $2 off any appetizer? Even better yet, why not offer a free appetizer? Something like that. But you can see how powerful that would be. And I think Foursquare has huge potential for green industry businesses, especially the merchants and retailers like garden centers, because it's a great way to attract new customers, customers that didn't even know you existed before. And then it's also a great way to reward your loyal customers who love doing business with you. And then the other cool thing about Foursquare is that the Foursquare users spread the word about your business. Okay, they tell everybody where they are, so they spread the word amongst other Foursquare users, and they can also share their location on Facebook and on Twitter. So it really spreads the good word about your business. Okay, so it's very valuable, I think, to bricks and mortar type businesses like garden centers. So let me give you a scenario. Let's say you manage or you own a garden center, okay? And imagine a couple, a husband and wife. They're dining at a local restaurant, maybe a mile, half mile away from your garden center. And they're at the restaurant. They pull up their Foursquare app because they're going to check into this restaurant. So they're scrolling through the list of businesses that are near them, because GPS, this works with GPS, it identifies your location. So they're going through the list of businesses that are on Foursquare, and they stumble across your garden center on here. And they've never even heard of your garden center. They didn't even know you existed, but they see it right here, listed right next to the restaurant. And they also see that you're offering a special for people who check in on Foursquare. Maybe it's buy 3 flats of petunias and get, the 4th flat free. Something like that. So they see that and they say, hey, look, there's a garden center right down the road from this restaurant. They're offering, a free flat of flowers. We needed that anyways, and maybe we could pick up a couple shrubs. So what happened was you just got a brand new customer that never knew you existed simply because you listed your business on Foursquare and you added a special offer. So think about that. That's very powerful. So you can attract brand new customers, new walk-in traffic, and then also use it to reward your loyal customers. So if you want more information about Foursquare, check out some of the links that I've added below this video. I was in Minneapolis recently. I was speaking at the Minnesota Nursery and Landscape Association's Green Expo, and I talked about how the more places you are online, the more ways people can potentially find you. And an audience member asked me the question. She said, "Chris, what do you think about companies who create a lot of social, or who create a lot of different social networking accounts, like on Facebook, maybe a YouTube channel, Twitter, LinkedIn, all these different places, but they're not active on them. So they have a ton of accounts, but there's no activity." And she said, "Do you think that affects how people perceive them? Does it affect their credibility?" Because with her, she said, when she sees a company like that, with all sorts of accounts out there but no activity, she says that kind of raises a red flag in her mind. And it was a great question. I tend to agree with her. I think, I kind of compare it to a company who joins the Chamber of Commerce, right? They join the chamber basically to get their business listed in their directory. They don't have any intentions of participating at any functions, getting to know other businesses. They just want their business listed in the directory and hope somebody stumbles upon them, right? Because that's really all they're doing. They're hoping. And it's the same thing with social media. First of all, I think if you create a lot of different accounts, whether it's Facebook pages, YouTube channels, whatever, if you create a lot of accounts and you're not active on them, I don't think people are going to find you anyways. So I don't think it's going to help you. And in fact, I think creating all these accounts with no activity may actually only end up hurting you. So if you're going to create these accounts, be active, be social. That's what social media is all about.